Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, or just welcome if you're new. My name is Eboni Harris. I'm a relationship therapist based in Houston, Texas. This is my second time recording this video, mainly because I had lipstick on my teeth and I thought I wasn't a vain person who would just be like, it doesn't matter, it's about the content, just post it. Nope, gotta record it again. So hopefully I have some of the same points I had the last time around, but we'll see. Okay, so this video is an Ask the Therapist video. This stemmed from my most popular video, which is why do I attract unavailable men? And then subsequent videos, I've had people kind of talk about the fact that they're realizing they themselves are emotionally unavailable. So they want to know how to become emotionally available, or what do you do? So I'm going to go through things that you need to work on. I don't know if I can do a full these are the steps, because it does take deep work, right? It does take working on your issues around vulnerability and trust and all of that. So it is difficult to kind of tell you the steps to become emotionally available, but I will go through these different things to kind of work on to become emotionally available. I don't know if that makes sense. But if you're interested in something more, I can always do a quick course where you can do a little bit of more deep work, or a journal or workbook of some sort. Just let me know down below if that's something you're interested in. If you really do want to work on your emotional availability, then I can kind of create something that's a little bit deeper than what I would be able to give on YouTube. All right, so we'll get started with number one. So the first one is to respect your boundaries and the boundaries of others. We often are thinking about, well, they don't respect my boundaries, or I need people to respect what I say and things like that, but we don't always do it for ourselves. So how are you respecting your own boundaries? So an example of that would be if you have decided that when it comes to sex, there is a certain level that you want to be at before you have sex, right? So let's say you've decided that me having sex early in a relationship reduces my clarity. It makes it difficult for me to be able to know exactly what this person wants from me or what I want from them, all of that. And so because of that, I need to not have sex until I have clarity on what the relationship is. But as soon as someone comes and they start looking at you a certain way, they treat you a certain way, they kiss you a certain way, then you're like, all right, we can have sex, and then I'll figure it. I'll be fine, right? But I'm, and again, it might not be a conscious decision to have sex, but some part of you is kind of just give in. It's fine. We'll figure it out as we go. When you know that that's not what's going to work for you, that is you not respecting your boundary. That is you allowing outside influences to shift your goal line, to decide that, what you said was right for you and was best for you is not right for you. And now you're shifting it to fit other people. So it is extremely important that we respect our own boundaries. And in the same breath, we need to respect other people's boundaries. We often think we know what's best for other people and don't listen to what they tell us. So if someone says they're not ready for a relationship and all they're looking for is a casual situationship or whatever it is, and you tell them you're okay with that, but then you try to convince them something different. You try to show up for them in a way that they haven't had anyone else show up for them. You try to take care of them, be there for them, all of this stuff that they have not asked you for because they've made it very clear that they're not interested in that. But you've decided, I'm going to be the one that changes their mind. That is you not respecting their boundaries. And in both of those situations, when you don't respect your own boundaries and when you don't respect the boundaries of the other person, you are setting yourself up for failure, which means that you're probably emotionally unavailable, right? And so an emotional available person will respect each person's boundaries. An emotionally available person can acknowledge when a situation isn't good for them and decide to walk away or make a conscious decision of how they want to handle that situation. But when you are emotionally unavailable, you try to bend things to fit what you want them to be, even when you know that that's not the reality. And then you find yourself in the same situations over and over again. Emotionally available people are able to be vulnerable. You are comfortable with sharing your thoughts, your feelings, your expectations, your desires, your wants, all of those things, even though you recognize that it could be used against you. It could create some hurt for you if they did use it in a way that wasn't fair or wasn't healthy. But you recognize that as an emotionally available person, you can take care of yourself. This isn't to say that emotionally available people can't have their vulnerabilities used against them. It's just that they know how to take care of themselves. They know how to deal with someone who is creating hurt or pain in their life. They know how to make sure that person exits their life. And also with that, there is a level of how well are you at discerning who should have access to that part of you, right? How well are you at picking someone who has shown that they're able to respect who you are, your thoughts, your feelings, and not use it against you. So the ability to be vulnerable, the ability to discern who you can and can't be vulnerable with is extremely important for emotionally available people. Emotionally available people know how to manage their emotions in two ways. They know how to manage emotional reactions, and they know how to effectively communicate their emotions. Both of these are extremely important. So if someone does something that is hurtful or mean or frustrating or whatever the case may be, you are not a person that's going to have a huge reaction, meaning I'm not throwing things around, I'm not cursing and yelling you out, I'm not out of control of my behavior. Same as I'm not completely shutting down and sitting there stewing and not saying anything. I am able to manage my emotions. I'm able to communicate my emotions. I'm able to say what I'm thinking and feeling in a healthy way that doesn't create fear or isn't there to protect me. I'm able to say it and understand, like, look, that hurt my feelings. I'm not down for this. I got to keep it moving, whatever it takes, right? So in order to be an emotionally available person, you have to be able to effectively manage your emotions. You have to effectively communicate your emotions and those reactions that come from it, right? And so that means that you are able to talk in I statements. I feel this way. I was hurt. I didn't appreciate. But you're also not necessarily accusing the person, right? Sometimes, yes, it's a very direct, you did this and it made me feel this way. But oftentimes, why are we being so triggered by this behavior, right? Sometimes it is just something that we believe, we have an expectation of what a situation should be. We have an expectation of how someone should be communicating with us. I saw a post recently where someone sent a good morning text and the person didn't respond all day. And so the person was like, what really hurt was the fact that you went all day without thinking about me. You went all day without feeling the need to reach out to me. And there's debate on whether or not you should feel a way around someone not communicating with you all day. I feel like depending on the nature of the relationship, it's very okay to be expecting of a good morning, I have a busy day. That takes all of 10 minutes, especially because I think in the post, the person was posting on social media. And so that's what created more of an issue. Anyways, but that does not mean you get to go off and yell, right? You just communicated, it hurt my feelings because I thought we were at a place where you would have thought about me at some point in an 8-hour day. I didn't think that it would take until, 10 o'clock at night for you to say something to me, or I didn't think it would take you that long. So that where I thought we were and where it seems like we are may not match up. That is not you going off, cursing, whatever the case may be, right? But that's you communicating very effectively and very clearly, this is what my expectation was. It seems like we may not be there. I am hurt and I need to figure out what to do with that. I need to figure out, do I need to adjust my expectations? I need to figure out, do I need to walk away because we don't match? But that isn't necessarily accusing the other person of doing anything horrible. It's just saying, this is what I thought it was. You aren't on the same page as me. So now I have to figure out what to do about that. But I am hurt about that, right? That is how you communicate in an effective way where you're not saying, you didn't call me all day. You don't care about me. You don't know what that person thinks, what they feel. You just know what it felt like for you. So when we're communicating effectively, we're able to speak to our emotions and what it feels like, but that does not give us license to tell the other person what their intentions were or what they meant by what they did. And the last way to know that you're an emotionally available person is if you are able to give yourself compassion. If you don't get it right, if you date someone, if you talk to someone and you find out later that they are emotionally unavailable, that is not license to beat yourself up. That is not license to say, I'm stupid. How did I do this again? I've been working on this for so long. I must not have made any progress. No, there are people out there that are good manipulators. There are people out there that truly feel like they're emotionally available. And as time goes on, you start to realize that the signs are they aren't, right? People can put up a facade for a little bit of time. So just because you didn't see all the red flags or just because you gave someone a chance does not mean that you are a horrible person or that you're not growing. So giving yourself some compassion means that you can also give other people compassion. And that's extremely important when we're talking about emotional availability. It's not that I'm going straight to like the anger, frustration, beating myself up, or I'm blaming everything on the other person. It's understanding that this is a process, and sometimes it does take some practice for you to learn how to be emotionally available and how to be compassionate with yourself if you haven't quite got to the place that you want to be yet. That does not mean you won't get there. That just means you're still growing and learning. All right, I hope this video was helpful. Feel free to share, like, and subscribe. It really does help with me being seen more on YouTube. I really would appreciate that. Just a click to that like button will do a wonder. You will be surprised. And also leave a comment below if you have a question, if you have comments, or if you're just interested in like learning more about this. Again, I could possibly go deeper in a course or something like that. It just doesn't feel like that's made for YouTube. So let me know what you're interested in, any other questions that you have down below, and I hope this was helpful. That's all. Bye.